Hi, I'm Teo. At my fursuit builders panel at Eurofurence last year, several people had asked me if I think that fursuit hats from China could be used to build a fursuit. Let's put it that way. And back when I told them I only had tried one once, and that one was a lot too small for me. So I wanted to find out if that's still the case. So I looked on Temu for cheap fursuit hats that allegedly are one size fits all. And yeah, I found this one. And I bought it for 34 euros. So yes, it was cheap, and it did arrive in 2 weeks. And the whole thing arrived in an unpadded cardboard box, and the box looked like it was run over by several vehicles. Luckily, this headbase survived, which isn't bad. I mean, it is made of plastic, and the plastic seems to be sturdy. Unfortunately, it is small, and at first I couldn't fit in this head base either, but it is only made from a vacuum formed piece of plastic, and so I used this metal ball here to stretch it out for a week. And after it, after I removed the ball, I could fit in it, but it's still a tight fit, and I do have a very small head. So my head circumference is 58 centimeters. If yours is bigger, chances are that this head base will not fit you. So, what is good about the head base? If we look inside, that looks more or less like a normal fursuit head base, with a lot less padding than most people prefer. There is a little bit here, and also here in the front at the lower jaw. This padding here is unfortunately for me in the wrong place. I would need that a little more back. So this doesn't work for me. The padding here at the top is totally fine. It's enough for me, but there is no padding at the forehead. And I really have to add some to make sure that my glasses are not permanently squished against these tiny eye holes here. So this is where you see out. You have a really bad tunnel vision in this. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what you see. And it doesn't get much better if you try to get as near to those as possible. So yeah, bad tunnel vision. Also, they used some black mesh, fabric mesh with very large holes. That is good in this case, because at least you get the maximum out of the vision that you have. If you take a picture with a flash, you will totally see this kind of mesh. Not that nice. Inside the head here on the sides, the hinges, they are made of a separate piece of plastic, and this part here is sharp, and I almost cut myself with it the first time I tried that. Anybody who buys this should really file that down, especially the part here. That's not nice against the skin. Okay, yeah. Size, yeah. So this elastic strap here is what holds the head on, and yes, it is adjustable, but also this is the maximum here. So if there's no more fur, yeah, you can stretch it a bit. So if you have a larger head but your head isn't that wide, it may fit. But if you have a wide head, you will get in very close contact with the hinge part. Speaking of the hinge, from the front, here on this side, we have a lot of extra fur that is just tucked inside and will permanently sit against your face if you don't cut it. On the other side, this extra part does not exist. So I guess whoever assembled it got a bit lazy on one side. Next, the nose is part of the plastic head base, and unfortunately, if you glue the fur to the head base, the fur sits now higher than the nose, and that just looks bad. That's why I don't include the nose permanently on my head bases. I make them as a separate piece, so when they can be set over the fur. Yeah, beginner's mistake. But I mean, some people will probably not notice it at first glance. Yeah, the fur is trimmed here in the front. As far as I can tell, only one type of fur was used, except for these tiny orange parts here. I'm not sure if they cut something out and glued it in or glued it to the fur. I can feel a seam. But it's all glued down, so where it's okay-ish. Yeah, they glued it down the whole way around. They did not bother to put something around the edges here. So ugly edge, yes, you have that. I mean, I could try to get something over it, but the whole thing is glued down, and that's hard to do afterwards. If you look at the teeth, you will see that the front teeth here are really crooked, and they're also tiny. Normally for a head base of this size, I would use teeth in this size here, and that's about double of the size that was used here. The teeth were originally black plastic and they were painted. The paint does not stick very well to it. If you look here, this black part here, and there's another one on the other side, on the side, that's where the paint is already peeling, and I haven't even worn it yet. The tongue is just this piece of fake leather that's glued everywhere, so that it hides half of the teeth, and yeah, and if you try to remove it, it instantly rips. So, yeah, not a material that I would have used. Which brings me to my biggest concern with this head base, the neck, or the leg thereof. If you look here in the front, normally I would start the neck about here. And that means all this material here, that's not supposed to be there. It doesn't have any function. It's just hanging down and making sure that this character has no neck. And that's awful from a design point. And also in the back, that's even worse. Here, the head is normally going in this shape. All this part here doesn't make sense at all. Well, I could cut that out in the front and the back and add a zipper so that I can still get in. I can do something about the eyes, but yeah, it would be easiest to remove the whole eye part and build better eyes in the holes. And as for the teeth, I will try to remove them and replace them with something better. Because this is also, I think, brittle plastic, and I prefer to have the teeth with flexible TPU that doesn't break. And that brings me to my last complaint. The whole finish is not really that great. Well, I could do some trimming here and there. I probably will, because this will just go over the eyes as soon as you put it on, if you don't use a lot of hairspray to hold it up. Yeah, the ears are not in the position that they're supposed to be. They're about 2 centimeters out of position. They should be about here. But from the sides, this doesn't look good. That's unfortunately something I doubt I can change, because everything here is glued together. So there's nothing that I can easily remove. It was a test. Don't do what I did. Don't buy this cheap crap. Buy from a real maker or make it yourself. My tutorials are free. My 3D printable head bases are free for non-commercial use. And for 34 euros, you can easily build something like that in better quality, if you have time. That's it for now. Bye bye.